Hey YouTube, I got a new video, or another deck profile that I'm going to do. This time, it's going to be a spellcaster deck. It's going to be Citadel, traditional Citadel style. It's advanced format, but it's the old school Endymion. I might actually combine this guy with Prophecy and make a new deck, so I'll keep that in mind. So start off triple Endymion, the Master Magician. He's got a pretty good effect. The only bad thing is you have to discard a spell card to destroy one card your opponent controls. You can't discard any card from your hand. It has to be a spell card. But he's pretty strong, level 7 dark spellcaster with 2700 attack, 1700 defense. So overall he's pretty decent. One Chaos Sorcerer because he's a spellcaster, level 6. Relatively easy to bring out in this deck because it's a lot of light and dark monsters. Speaking of light monsters, 3 Crusader of Endymion. He naturally fits in the deck because the deck is very spell counter based. So 1900 light beat stick. Works with Honest. Next, triple Magical Exemplar. I might drop this down to 2, but 3 just makes it more consistent to be able to get spellcaster monsters back out of your graveyard. Works real well with the field card. I'm teching this guy in, Silent Magician Lv4. He gets really big. Every time your opponent draws a card, put a spell counter on him. I use him to build up a lot of spell counters. Then when he dies, all his spell counters go to the field spell card. 1 Nightstand Sorcerer, 2-star Dark Tuner with a really decent effect, really good effect. 1 Breaker the Magical Warrior, because it's a spell counter based deck, so his effect is more useful in this type of deck. 1 Summoner Monk. 1 Defender the Magical Knight. He again spell counters, so just one of them is enough. He might not even be necessary actually. I think I need to put Effect Veiler in this deck because there isn't one. So 1 Flamvell, 4-star spellcaster, tuner, mainly in here because he's a tuner. And then 1 Honest to work with the light monsters like the Crusader and Endymions, and then Arcanite Magician, who's also in the extra deck. And then the last monster is Gale. He's just really good. He's a dark. These are the only 2 non-spellcasters. They kind of complement the whole light and the dark aspect of the deck. So I guess what I could do, if I really wanted, I could take one of these out for Blackluster Soldier, and then, I don't know, maybe take out Night's End or Magical Exemplar for Effect Veiler. So that could be some changes that I could do. So for spellcaster or spell cards, 3 Magical Citadel of Endymion. This field card is actually really difficult to get rid of. Every time a spell card is activated, either you or your opponent, you get to put a spell counter on it. And then if this card would be destroyed, you can remove 1 spell counter from it instead. So it's essential for an Endymion style deck. 1 Terraforming just to search it out. Triple Spell Power Grasp. This is the spell card that builds the counters really quickly when the field spells out, and with Magical Exemplar helps set up to bring Endymion out and get back a spell card. 1 Foolish Burial. This is part of that old combo where you would have this is in the deck, and this is, so you have these 2 in your hand, you summon an Exemplar, you activate Foolish Burial, you throw him in the graveyard from the deck. She gains 2 counters, you remove the 2 counters, summon him back from the graveyard, banish something from your opponent's graveyard, and then synchro. 1 Heavy Storm. So, okay, here are the staples, like all the staples that I try to put in every deck. With the exception of Mind Control, sometimes this isn't necessary, but still, it's the change of heart. So, spell and trap removal, monster revival, like a quick trap type of card, tech card, really good tech card, and then a monster control type of card. So yeah, Those staples. And then Typhoon, also pretty much a staple. But I just have one in here because Breaker's in here and his effect can be used multiple times with his deck. So one's enough. One Fires of Doomsday just to set up for Endymion if you ever have to tribute summon into him. It's also spell cards, so it builds counters. But it's actually not necessary. I might take this out for another Typhoon or something. Pot of Avarice, really good in this deck. Magical Dimension, also really good in this deck. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, just really good. Monster removal. Torrential Tribute, Mirror Force, and then one Call to Haunted. So just those 5 trap cards. And then for the extra deck, just pretty standard stuff. 1 Outlive Justice Cataster, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 TG Hyper Librarian, and then Scrap Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Gaia. So those are like the generic synchro monsters. And then for the more theme specific to the deck, 1 Arcanite Magician. I could run a second one, but I already have 15 cards. 1 Tempest Magician and 1 Explosive Magician. So those are like the Spellcaster synchro ones that I have. And then for the Xyz monsters, 1 Big Eye, 1 Alchemic Magician because it's Spellcaster, and then 1 Hierophant of Prophecy. You overlay 2 Endymions for this guy if you really want to. And then the generic one's just Utopia, C39 Utopia, and then My Stroke. So that's the deck. Again, I wouldn't consider this a competitive deck. It's just more of a fun, casual. But, you know, in this format with the new Prophecy monsters, it's actually pretty good to combine Endymion with the Prophecy monsters just for a chaos-oriented build, which I might actually look into doing in the near future. So keep looking out for that video. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe. See ya.